Noor stared out the window of the burning building, her face illuminated by the orange glow. Below her, the fire crackled and roared, a hungry beast devouring everything in its path. But Noor's gaze was fixed on a small figure standing across the street, a young woman wrapped in a blanket, her eyes wide with terror. Layla, Noor called out, her voice cutting through the din. "I'm coming." With that, she jumped, plunging into the inferno. Seconds later, she reappeared at the window, cradling a young woman in her arms. The flames licked at their faces, but Noor shielded the woman, her eyes blazing with determination. "Hold my hand," she said, her voice firm and reassuring. "I won't let go." When they finally made it out of the building, Layla rushed forward, her face etched with worry. "Are you hurt?" she asked, reaching out to cup Noor's face, but Noor only shook her head, her gaze unwavering as she turned back to the burning building. She was a woman on a mission, driven by an unwavering sense of duty and an even deeper reservoir of compassion. Her name was Noor, and she was a firefighter. Days turned into weeks, and Layla could shake the memory of the firefighter who had saved her and her cat from the blaze. She found herself thinking about Noor's steely gaze, her strong arms, and the quiet confidence that radiated from her. Layla knew she needed to thank Noor properly, so she decided to do what she did best, create art. One day, she found herself standing in front of Noor's apartment door, a large canvas bag slung over her shoulder. Taking a deep breath, she knocked. The door swung open, revealing Noor, her hair pulled back, a hint of sleep in her eyes. But when she saw Layla, a smile touched her lips. "You," Noor said, her voice tinged with surprise. "What brings you here?" Layla held out the canvas bag. I wanted to give you this," she said, her cheeks flushing slightly. "A painting." Noor's eyebrows shot up in surprise. Then she stepped aside, allowing Layla to enter. "Come in," she said, her tone softening. "Let's talk." As Layla settled onto the couch, she watched Noor move about her apartment, her movements confident and graceful despite the smudges of dirt on her otherwise pristine uniform. Noor returned with 2 steaming mugs of tea. "Thank you," Layla said, taking the mug. "This is so nice of you to do." "Don't mention it," Noor replied, settling beside her. "I was hoping we could get to know each other better outside of the fire station." Layla nodded, her heart doing a little flip-flop at the prospect. "I'd like that," she admitted. Over cups of tea, they talked for hours, delving into their hopes, dreams, and fears. Layla learned that Noor was a dedicated firefighter who had always felt drawn to helping others. In turn, Noor discovered that Layla was a talented artist with a passion for rescuing animals. As the night wore on, Layla found herself captivated by Noor's quiet strength and unwavering determination. There was something about the firefighter that intrigued her, and she couldn't help but feel a growing connection between them. When it was time for Layla to leave, she knew she had found a kindred spirit in Noor. The weeks that followed were filled with art studio visits, cozy evenings at home, and long walks through the city. Layla found herself falling for Noor's steadfast nature and the way their conversations flowed effortlessly. In return, Noor couldn't help but be drawn to Layla's free-spirited nature and infectious laughter. Then one evening, as they sat on a park bench watching the sunset, Layla worked up the courage to express her feelings. "Noor," she began, her voice soft but steady. I really like you." Noor turned to her, her eyes shining with emotion. "I like you too, Layla," she admitted, reaching out to take Layla's hand in hers. Their relationship deepened, and soon they were spending every moment they could together. Layla introduced Noor to her friends, and the firefighter quickly became part of their close-knit group. At a small gathering one night, Layla's friend Lena nudged her playfully. "So, when are we going to meet the famous fireman?" she asked with a wink. Layla blushed, turning to Noor. "Noor, this is Lena. Lena, this is Noor." They exchanged smiles, and Noor's cheeks also held a hint of pink. As the night deepened, they continued to chat and laugh. Noor found herself surrounded by people who accepted her for who she was, and she couldn't help but feel a sense of belonging. However, amidst the joy and laughter, there were moments when doubt crept into Layla's mind. She couldn't help but wonder if she and Noor, with their different backgrounds and lifestyles, were truly compatible in the long run. Would their love endure the test of time? One rainy afternoon, Layla found herself sitting alone in her art studio, her thoughts heavy with uncertainty. She missed Noor's steady presence by her side, and she yearned for the firefighter's comforting touch. Suddenly, the sound of a knock at the door made her jump. She dried her tears quickly, hoping her distress would remain hidden. When she opened the door, she was met with a sight that brought a smile to her face. It was Noor, her hair damp from the rain, her eyes filled with concern. "Layla," Noor said softly, stepping inside. I heard you weren't feeling well. I brought some soup." Layla felt her resolve crumble. She pulled Noor into a tight hug, her voice shaking with emotion. "I'm sorry. I haven't been myself lately, and I've been pushing you away." Noor pulled back, her gaze unwavering. "Don't apologize, Layla. I'm here for you. Always." With that, she set the soup on the table and sat beside Layla, patiently waiting for her to speak. Layla took a deep breath, meeting Noor's eyes. "Noor, I need you to know that I love you. More than anything." Noor's heart swelled at Layla's confession. She reached out, gently brushing a stray tear from Layla's cheek. "I love you too, Layla," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. In that moment, surrounded by the scent of rain and the warmth of Noor's love, Layla knew she had found something truly special. Their love story may not have been conventional, but it was theirs, and that made all the difference. As the days turned into weeks and months, their love continued to grow, deepening with each passing day. They faced challenges, yes, but they faced them together, their bond unbreakable. Through it all, they learned that love wasn't just about grand gestures or passionate kisses. It was about the quiet moments, the shared laughter, and the unwavering support they offered each other. One cool evening, as they strolled hand in hand through the park, Layla stopped to admire a vibrant flower. "Do you ever think about how our paths crossed that night?" she asked, turning to Noor. Noor squeezed her hand, her eyes shining with love. "Every day. Fate had a funny way of working, didn't it?" Layla leaned against Noor, her head resting on the firefighter's shoulder. "I can't imagine my life without you now," she confessed, her voice soft but sincere. "Me? Neither," Noor replied, wrapping her arms around Layla in a tight embrace. "You're my home, Layla, and I'm yours," Layla whispered back, feeling the warmth of Noor's body against hers. And in that moment, surrounded by the beauty of their love, they knew they had found something rare and precious. Their love story was far from over, and they couldn't wait to see where the road ahead would lead them.